guys, welcome to episode 11 of Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Today's episode is entitled Indigo Housewife Dolores Catania. I have Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I can't wait to interview her. But before we do that, I am here with Scott.
Hey guys.
Hey, it is Scott, and we're here. And Scott, what did we do this weekend?
So we had a big weekend.
We did.
We had our Recovering Empath workshop.
Yeah.
Class.
Last
night.
Get together.
Yeah, get together.
We empathed.
We empath, yes. I was the only non-empath in the room, I think.
You're empathic.
Empathic, but not an empath.
You're not an empath.
Because I'm red.
Well, you don't feel the feelings of other people like 100% like that. Like you're very affected by. You're you're handing out to homeless people. Like when I met you, like you walk up to people and you just like, what do you need? Like, what can I get? Like that's who you are. But you're not sad about it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right. That
like
makes
you
sense.
don't carry it with you. Like you. But you're just as nice. You're very kind. Like shirt off your back, but you're not carrying that with you, and there's a difference.
Okay, because I'm trying to because when you guys talk, I kind of sometimes it doesn't make sense to me because I don't feel what you guys are feeling.
Right.
But so I'm never going to be an empath based on my colors. True.
We talked about that a lot last night.
Yeah.
We talked about what makes an empath different from somebody who's just empathic.
Right.
And empaths, the thing is you can get physically sick and ill from holding on to other people's pain and trauma and struggles. And you can get very programmed by other people's influences because you absorb. Mm-hmm. And you're just not that absorbent. You have blue in you. Right. But your red is strong enough to make that very boundary off.
To bound the blue.
Yeah.
Bound the blue.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sure. Yeah. That's what you do. So so that it makes you different. Not everyone's an empath. That's okay. Some people are just very empathic.
Now all the people there yesterday.
They were empaths.
From Shannon to Kristen.
Yes.
They were all empaths.
Yes.
Indigos, blues, purples.
Yeah.
No yellows and reds, or not main color.
The main colors were the empath colors, is blue, purple, turquoise, indigo. And we had a great crew.
Did we have any turquoise yesterday?
We didn't. No,
we didn't.
We had everything else. Turquoises are rare.
Yeah.
Somebody on the page, Erin on the page, she was like, "When's the turquoise episode coming out for 10 people?"
Right. And we had Brandy and her son came.
Oh, it was
Austin.
Great. Yeah.
And Austin was he was blue, but he was happy
blue.
to learn he had some green.
He was happy about that.
He was really happy about that.
Right. And we just I got to do a group reading, kind of a gallery reading with the 8 of them, which was really fun. It was really awesome. And then everybody got to read each other. They learned kind of how to do that. And I was really amazed with what they were getting. Mm-hmm. By just. And that's what you can do this. Everybody can do this who's an empath. Just how you feel is usually indicative of who somebody around you, what is feeling, if that makes sense. What they're going through, that's indicative of them.
Yeah. And I didn't want to tell you this, but one of the people there, Becky, who is, I find her to be very psychic. She actually gave me a mini reading. I didn't tell you that. She gave me a little bit of a mini reading.
What'd she say?
She said we might be moving.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, Becky from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
I can't read myself, so I love when people have input for me. Because I can tell who's good or who's bad, that kind of stuff. But future stuff is hard for me.
Yeah, and I believed her.
For myself.
I believed her.
Yeah. No, she's good. She came to an event a long time ago that I had, and she said some things to me. They all came true. That's the thing. I love meeting people, and then their gifts. I get to see them get just more confidence in their own gifts, and it was a great class. It was so nice.
Fantastic.
You know what the best part? We all were like-minded, so we all kind of understood each other, and we were all BFFs at the end. The only thing missing was a nap and a little bit of Netflix.
And then that's
what empaths like.
Yeah. Everyone at the end was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go home now and watch Netflix."
Yeah, everybody said
go to my hotel room.
Yes, everyone was like, "Okay, we're good." Because 5 of the people were from out of town. They were all like, "Oh, we can't wait to go back to our hotel room and just drink Diet Coke by ourselves."
Yeah, and I was like, "No, come on, stay." I had
stay. Because we were like, we're gonna be social.
Yeah, I had 2 more bottles of wine to go.
Yeah,
I had a bottle of champagne.
You were ready.
I was ready. Shannon's husband, she came.
Oh my gosh,
came
our
in,
husband, yeah.
and he was red.
Yeah.
So I finally had a red person to talk to.
Well, he was waiting outside.
Yeah.
So a husband dropped a wife off, and he was like, "Oh, I'll just wait outside."
Yeah.
But
Like a
then
good red.
finally, like, we were taking too long, so we moseyed in for the cheese plate.
Yeah.
And then, like, he just got introduced to it.
Yeah. And then he did not want to leave.
No.
He was happy.
Yes.
And Jenny showed me how to open a bottle of champagne without like exploding all over your face.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Jenny. It was really.
We made a lot of good connections, and like we don't really have friends, so this is great.
Yeah. Monica from Spotlight on a Client was there.
Yeah, from Monica June Photo.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome. So I can't wait to do it again. I'll announce when I do it.
Yeah, maybe January.
Yeah, something in January might be good.
Yeah. Now, what happened outside we have a sport court.
Yes.
And you told me to go to...
It was like a basketball court in our backyard.
Yeah. And you told me to go to Five Below, which I did.
Yes.
And get yoga mats.
Yep.
So I didn't question this.
No.
I just went to Five Below.
You may question it a little bit.
Yeah. And I got 9 yoga mats. Mm-hmm. I go up to the counter. The lady's looking at me funny.
Yeah.
With my 9 yoga mats. They're all rolled up. So, like, I'm, like, trying to carry them all. And, like, they're falling all over the floor.
I'm getting a picture.
You're getting the picture here,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to open the front door to get to, out of the store. And I got yoga mats just rolling down the street.
Right.
People are, like, looking at me like, what is wrong with this guy? They're thinking South Florida, purple, probably.
Yes, of course. That's what people think.
Yeah. Because I had my Mystic Michaela t-shirt on, of course, And anyway, so, I set up these yesterday. Let's fast forward now back to yesterday.
Sure.
I set up the yoga mats on the sport court.
You did. You and Jenny.
And, I light a fire. And then I go inside. You guys go outside. Mm-hmm. And what happened? Because it was like a half hour. I didn't see anybody.
Well, first, we programmed our crystals with empath intentions under the moonlight.
Wow.
That's normal.
Okay.
Yes, that's what we did. And then we were like, you know what? We got some time here. Let's talk about aliens. So the class, we were basically like over at that point. So it was just like, let's talk about like whatever the heck we feel like talking about. So it turned to like star seeds, rainbow and crystal auras, aliens. I mean, because
did you guys see any aliens? No. Are you planning a trip to Area 51 that I don't know about?
Oh my God. Whatever happened with that? Wasn't that like a whole, we have to look into that.
Yeah, I think I got canceled.
Did it? That's good.
Yeah.
No, but like we got really excited about that kind of stuff. Well, okay, so we have like a Facebook group, Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family, and Nancy Anderson, I'm going to talk about, started this whole thread about extraterrestrials and their influence on society. And this is like where it can get a little wacky. You know what I mean? But like, it is, and I'm going to do a whole show about this. I've just decided right now. Because like, it is like a whole segment that people really do want to hear about and get into. And if you watch Ancient Aliens, like, I don't care who you are, you're going to pay attention to some things. You're going to be like, that's interesting. And I'm very down to earth and I'm very grounded about these things. But it is true that sometimes I will see an aura that does not feel of this earth or something. So we talked about that kind of stuff. And then we did like a Q&A, and then they all gave me a pep talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys came back in.
They empathed back on me.
Oh, wow.
They empathed me. It was good. And then we came back in and we ate, and we ate more chocolate. We ate chocolate, and we like hugged a lot. That's what empaths do.
So what else do we do this weekend?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's exciting.
Okay. I never get packages.
This is so exciting. You were so happy.
Yes. I mean, you are always getting packages. The kids get packages.
The cat even gets it.
The cat gets a package.
Like once a month he gets his medication. So sorry.
Yeah.
You were going to do that joke?
Yeah, I was going to do that joke. It's okay.
That's sad we make the same jokes.
Yeah. But I got a package.
You did?
Yes. From Chicago, Illinois. Mm-hmm. And it was a bod blade.
The bod blade.
The bod blade.
BODBLADE.
Yes.
Bod blade. From the makers of
the back blade.
Back blade, BAK.
And you might remember them
BLAD.
from episode number 1.
Episode 1 throwback. Where you exposed a lot of information about yourself.
Yes,
that, like, I don't know if everybody needs to know that. Like, we don't need a refresher.
No. All you have to remember is
Sum it up. Go ahead.
I have a bunny tail.
I can't.
But the bunny tail's gone since the back blade.
I haven't had to shave it myself since the back blade.
Right.
So what's the bod blade for? Tell us.
Okay, so I just got it. It's a new product.
This is new for you.
Okay, so the I just got used to the back blade. That's for the back.
Yes.
I mean, obviously,
Right.
I mean, you could do other things, but since I've started yoga, I could do other things. But but I'm not getting into that right now.
Oh my gosh.
But the bod blade. I mean, hey, I've gotten a lot of compliments since the yoga.
I hope people's imagery is really, I don't even know.
Like doing the chicken nugget.
Yeah, you get all your blind spots.
Something like that.
All right, but the bod blade looks different.
Yeah. So
it's got a shorter handle.
Right, shorter handle, and you can use it wet or dry. Doesn't matter. That's what I like the most about it. I like that the most because I am not, here, believe it or not, now, my facial hair, that grows in like seconds.
It does.
Like I shave it, it's right back.
Yeah.
I haven't had shaving cream in like 43 years.
You can't.
I'm only 40. No, yeah, 44.
Yeah. You can't deal.
Yeah, I can't deal with shaving cream.
Right. That's why it's good that you can use it wet or dry.
You can use it wet or dry.
Yeah.
And basically, it's designed for like your chest. Like
yes.
if you have like turf on your chest.
Turf,
yeah, something like that. You can call it turf, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to tell you what. This is
oh my God.
I'm like, so embarrassed, but
what are you going to say?
You tell me that I have a deep belly button.
Oh my God. This is like very personal information.
Can we go there?
I mean, okay.
Like, I don't like.
You do have a deep belly button.
What, like feet? Are we talking feet or inches?
Like, it's just like, it's cavernous.
Yeah. I mean, like.
But there is a lot of hair that finds its way around that area.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are things that have come out of there.
I don't know how much people want to know.
Like full, like, bags of popcorn.
Ew, Scott. Yeah. Okay.
A family of raccoons was once in there. It came out.
It is deep.
A whole family of raccoons.
It's deep.
They were young raccoons, but you had a family.
And there's hair.
Yeah. So the bod blade would be
takes care of that.
But the best part about it is it's from Matt and Angel.
So Matt and Angel, they're such a power couple. So they're, Angel's my friend now. And like she is Indigo and her husband's Green, and they just work so well together. They develop these products together, they market them together, and the thing is like they're a real couple who develop these products so that like basically you don't have to shave your husband's deep belly button. He can do that himself, and like that's important for your marriage.
I always thought you liked doing that.
Oh God. Can't. I don't know how to move forward from that.
Yeah, all right. We might have to move on. Let's move on.
Well, anyways, I'm going to put the information in my stories because it's actually a really cool stocking stuffer.
Yes, and you can use Mystic 10.
Mystic 10. You get a discount 10%. At checkout, 10% off using our code Mystic 10 just for our listeners.
All right.
So I hope you enjoyed the TMI. But no, seriously, it's good
TMI.
for a marriage to have a back blade and a bod blade. Okay, but today we are talking to Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I mean, she's a great housewife. And like
amazing.
Like she's my friend. Like I really feel connected to her. Like I feel like if I had something going on, I could talk to her. Like, no, really, like she's, like I would say she's such a real person.
Yep.
And so she's so kind to do this interview for me. She could do she does do shows and podcasts and TV and all sorts of things. And the premiere of New Jersey Housewives is coming up. So like that she's
Thursday
giving me time. Like I just really appreciate it. You know what I mean? But that's how she is. Like that's who she is. But tell how we met her because you're the one that made the connection.
Okay, so I don't remember how many. This was a while back. I don't remember. And I actually used to watch. The one housewife show that I used to watch was the Jersey Housewives.
We love that one.
Yeah. I mean, because I even know the Joes, whatever.
Yeah.
JoJo.
They do a lot of the husbands on there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to her by DM. Slip sliding into the DMs. And I knew you liked her because she was, I think, Indigo, and she loved dogs, and she was such a genuine person.
Yeah.
And she was going to be in Miami. Yeah. And I said, hey, would you want to meet up? And she was, yes. She was like right away. She was like, yes. And
she called me.
She called you, yeah.
And she's like, okay, we'll meet. And I was like, okay. And she's like, this time, here's my address. I was like, okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And we met up with her. We went up to her, her apartment that she has in Miami, where she was staying. And a beautiful apartment. Yeah. And we took pictures. It was fun.
I did a reading, and she was just like awesome. She's so good to us. I mean, just to like make that connection and like just be so real.
Yeah.
And now we talk and we do readings, and she's doing this. Now I have this podcast, and she agreed to do it. So
you did an event with her in Boca. Mm-hmm. With Siggy.
Yes.
You did that
That's
event.
right.
We've met up a few times. You've done readings on the phone.
Yes.
You guys keep in touch a lot.
Yeah.
She's a mutual friend, Antonio.
Yes, Antonio's mutual friend.
Yeah, who does PR.
He does PR for the Housewives.
Right. So, yeah, Dolores, she's fantastic.
She really is.
And so tell me, what other Housewives have you read?
Well, I've read Teresa Giudice.
Okay, how was that one?
So she's she's going through a lot right now, okay? And, she's very purple. And lately, she has this, red shell on her, which is just her protecting herself. I feel like we all feel that. It's kind of like a feeling, and it's inauthentic, and I think you can feel that on somebody when you, feel like you don't want to ask them a question. Especially when you're an empath, you're like, ooh. It kind of hurts. So, she was recently on this special with Andy Cohen where he was asking her all these questions. And, I don't know, I felt, really uncomfortable for her. But anyways, I've read, and that's just her read because, she doesn't want to, she wants to control what's going on a little bit. But, yeah, she's very purple. I read her, what you see is what you get. She's exactly who she portrays herself to be. I don't even know how else to explain it. That's who she is. And some people think it's an act. It's not. That's who she is. She's very much herself. She's very old school. Yeah. So, but she's purple. She likes to, she does like to be flashy.
And her red, that must be when she flipped the table.
Oh, yeah.
That's a red.
That's red.
That's red.
That's red. And that's also when she pushed Andy out of the way in a reunion. I mean, Housewives of New Jersey has always been great. Or when she's done with somebody, she's done, Now,
I remember this. I'll tell a little story.
Okay.
So, I remember when you read Teresa.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
And it was a long reading.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the reading, for the next few days, you were literally
oh my God,
bugging the crap out of me.
Yes.
Trying to find this thing. What was it again?
Okay, so that's
this was crazy.
You what you did was you just mushed time together. I read her
I do that all the time.
Right before, I want to say a couple months before her mom passed.
Right.
And I knew her mom was sick, and and it, a lot of family stuff was coming up and whatnot. And, she didn't want to hear, I don't see death. That's not something I'm shown.
Right.
And I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? But they were showing me that I didn't see her getting better either. So, it's sad. It's probably not what she wanted to hear and things like that. And I get that. But her mom did end up passing. And then, like I said, Dolores is my friend. So she was in Boca filming. Right. And it was the season when, Teresa's mom had passed. And, I just went to visit Dolores.
Right.
And, but I got obsessed with going to a Catholic store to find a Saint Teresa holy card.
Right.
So I was obsessed with it I was absolutely crazy obsessed. And I was raised Catholic. And the thing with Saint Teresa is if you pray to her, she will show you roses. That's the whole thing with her. She's a saint of the little flower or something like that. And so I don't know why, because I'm not even I'm obviously not a practicing Catholic, but I was obsessed with finding this, and I felt like it was from Teresa's mother, and I felt like I had to give it to her. And it was more than about just them sharing a name. It was about the flowers, okay, the roses.
Yeah.
So anyway, I put the card in a sympathy card, and I gave it to Dolores, and Teresa was out doing something, and so Dolores was going to give it to Teresa, whatever, because I had read her before, and I just wanted to give her a sympathy card, whatever.
Right.
So it was that day, and it was that episode, and if you're a fan and you watched them all, you remember that Teresa was actually, while I was hanging out with Dolores, Teresa went to the beach with Margaret and Melissa, and there was a wreath of roses given to Teresa.
Right.
As a surprise to honor her mother, and paddleboard out into the middle of the ocean. And so that's where she was when I was visiting Dolores, being I don't know why I'm obsessed with giving Teresa the Saint Teresa card.
Right.
Who's with the flowers.
With the flowers, yeah.
But here. Yeah. And so at the same time that was happening. So you'd think Teresa made the connection and let me know she did not. But I feel
But you did.
I did. And I felt okay, the mom just wanted her to know I'm here. You know what I mean? And it was really special. I felt when I didn't put it together till I saw the episode, and I'm oh my God. And I text Dolores. I'm oh my God, do you see that? And Dolores is oh yeah,
Yeah, because it filmed then, and it came out maybe 9 months later.
9 months later, I'm that was the same day that I came with the card at the roses from her mother. And I didn't know she was at the beach getting a wreath of roses.
No, and I
didn't know that.
I have to tell you.
Yeah.
She was obsessed.
I get crazy
with getting this flower card.
I drive you insane.
I didn't even know what it was. I think we actually, it took us forever because we're not really in like a religious area or whatever.
No.
We had to find like this like going out of business Catholic store or shop. Some obscure place that's not even around anymore.
It's gone, yeah.
It might have went into another dimension, but we finally found it. After like all I heard for like days was about this flower card that you had to get. But anyway.
That's how spirit works, because it didn't matter that she knew. That's what I have to remind myself. That's my ego. That's like, did you put 2 and 2 together? Like, it has nothing to do with that. Yeah. It has to do with, like, her mom wanted her to have a message, and her mom, gave her a message, so she got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure she's grateful for that.
Yeah, that made me feel good, but that's my Teresa story. But, like, that's why, and Siggy, I've read Siggy. You met Siggy.
Yeah, Siggy's great.
She's all right. I wish she were still on the show. Like, I have to say, like, she was so over the top and fun and, like, hysterical and, like, very loving and very kind to me. Yeah. I did that event with them.
I've even talked to Siggy's father.
You did?
She put me in contact with her
awesome.
Dad. And
he's an author.
He's an author. He's really known in the Jewish community.
Yes.
He's like a very well-known professor.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, like, I got to talk to him. We talked for a while. She's great. Siggy's great.
Yeah, like these people, like I feel like the New Jersey people, like once you're in with them, like you truly are in with them.
You are, yeah. If you get it with them, you're in. And Siggy was in Indigo? No, what color?
She's
Indigo
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's different. Like Dolores is indigo purple, so she has an ability to put like a wall up a little bit. Like the purples can do that. Like they can take themselves out of it. And Siggy couldn't. Like, she couldn't. And that's why she had to, like, part ways with the show. Like, it was just too much for her. And she said that herself. Like, this is just too much. I can't deal with this nonsense or, like, how they do the edit or, like, she couldn't handle it.
Unbelievable.
So now, moving on, we're going to go talk to Dolores. I can't wait. Okay, guys, before we talk to Dolores, I want to talk about my friend Nancy Anderson and something that's really important to me. We are officially into holiday season, and our very own Nancy Anderson, you've heard me talk about her before, from Nancy Anderson Fit and Tread Thrill, wants to remind us as we go to the holidays this year that practicing balance and opting for healthy choices will help you vibrate higher during this season. Be conscious of the foods you eat because some foods do vibrate at high frequencies and some lower. For example, broccoli and berries have high vibrations, and Big Macs, sorry, but they don't vibrate at all. If you're consuming foods that have chemicals, pesticides, or even are just processed and packaged, this will leave you vibrating lower and therefore may be harder to stay connected to spirit, harder to feel your best, and harder to maintain or lose weight. I have to mention here a couple things. Like ever since just really following Nancy's plans, like I felt so much more connected to spirit, to myself, it's not even about the weight thing. It's about like just feeling calmer and less anxious. But on the other hand, if you are consuming high quality foods with the right macro balance, you will vibrate higher, more easily connect to spirit while looking and feeling better. My clients, because we share clients now, Nancy and I, my clients notice this every month using her programs. They feel less stressed, less anxious, more grounded, more energetic, and the weight loss is obviously an added bonus. So if you're interested in trying a quick reset that's easy to stick to without a long-term commitment, Nancy invites you to jump on her 10-day detox program. 10 days, that's it, 10 days. This program will jumpstart weight loss while breaking up with sugar, which is a super low vibration, ridding inflammation, which is actually like a really spiritually important thing to do. Rid yourself of inflammation in the body, boosting your metabolism, losing extra weight, and improving your energy, skin, sleep, and more. The 10-day detox will be utilizing real whole foods, high vibration, combined with strategically placed antioxidants, spices, and nutrients, high vibration, to minimize your exposure to toxins and maximize your results. No counting calories or macros. She has got it all covered and laid out for you in a delicious, easy, and affordable and foolproof way. That's the thing with Nancy. Like, you don't have to think. Like, she has your food list ready. You go to the stores, what you buy, here are your meals. She's got like a swap out, meal plan. It's all set for you, and the food is real and it tastes good. So guys, this is so cool. Here's what one of my own listeners had to say after jumping on Nancy's 10-day detox program after I mentioned it in one of my previous podcasts. So this is like a real testimonial from one of the Mystic Michaela spiritual family peoples. She says, I love this detox in every way. The results are amazing. The recipes are flavorful, satisfying, and so easy to make. The plan is thoughtful, well laid out, easy to follow, and it works. If you follow the plan, you will change your body. If you follow the lifestyle, you will change your life, period. Nancy will show you the way. You just have to show up. That's the thing with Nancy. All you got to do is show up for her. She will do the rest for you. You just got to want it. Head to nancyandersonfit.com to grab your 10-day detox program. And don't forget to use our special code MMFamily for 20% off. And here's the thing. I'm going to put this up on my stories, like all this information, but also she has 10-day detox transformations of before and after pictures, which are really quite shocking and really inspiring. So I invite you to take a look at that as well. So I'm here with Dolores from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Dolores, thank you so much for being on Know Your Aura.
Thank you so much. Was I one of the first people?
Stop it, you were. You have no, really, like, you took a chance on me when I was, like, first starting.
You took the chance on me because I didn't know, like, anybody even knew who I was. And I got this beautiful text message a DM from your husband.
Right.
And he said, my wife is really good. I'm not kidding. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in the, it was just like fortuitive. Is that the word?
I think so. It is now. It's working for me. I like that. I think it is fortuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sure.
It was meant to be. Let's just say that, because I happened to be traveling that week that he DM'd me to Miami.
And it worked out great.
And you came and I loved you. And I think you're amazing. And you were right on the money. And you spoke to me about my dog, Boo.
Oh, I don't remember. Boo.
And what you said to me, and Boo had a diagnosis. He was misdiagnosed. He was in a lot of pain before he died. And they told me it was almost like somebody hit him with a car.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, he was not hit by a car, but maybe when he was with Frank Catania, maybe he fell down the stairs when I wasn't home.
Right.
What happened was you told me he had bone cancer.
Oh.
And that...
I guess that makes sense.
Was my answer, because that did make sense.
Yeah.
And that was the truth.
Wow. That's so crazy. Well, they come through. Like, dogs come through. And you do a lot of work with dogs.
I do. And I miss that dog so much.
That was like your baby.
They break my heart.
Yeah. What's your craziest rescue story? Like, I love that about you.
Well, it's kind of bad, so I can't talk about it.
Okay. Oh, it's like... Got it.
Listen, sometimes you have to take initiative when you see an animal in danger or if you see an animal hurt.
Yeah.
The laws don't always protect the animals the way they should.
100%. You're right.
So the dogs feel the same thing we do. Do you know that? So most animals do.
Yes.
Can you imagine? So, sometimes you have to take initiative and take a chance and do something and take things in your own hands.
But you are the type of well, do you know your aura color? Do you remember?
Well, you said it's purple.
Yes,
right?
and indigo. You're purple and indigo.
I know you're right, because I was in Mexico one time.
Yeah.
And I went in one of those machines, and it takes a picture of your aura.
Yes.
And those were the colors.
Were they really? That's crazy.
I was on Housewives, and they were saying things in Spanish to me. I didn't understand them. And they said, you're going to be on TV. You're going to be famous. These colors means that you're going to be
I got
famous.
chills.
And I wonder if I still have that picture, but it were the colors you're talking about.
That is so cool. Well, you do.
Once again, you're on the money.
Well, it's funny because, like, on the show, I feel like there's this thing with you where people know they can trust you, but there's also, like, a line they can't cross with you. Like, what is that? Like, because you have such a toughness about you, and we talk a lot about on this podcast, like, indigos get very stressed out sometimes by other people and things like that. How do you protect yourself from, like, toxic energy or confrontation and things like that?
Well, it took a long time for me to get to this point, and it took a long time for me in my life, long before the show. My life I've been through so much, and things weren't always easy, and I've learned that things are not that big of a deal.
Okay.
So when somebody's carrying on and a bunch of people are fighting, I don't get hysterical. I don't jump in the middle of it.
Right.
But we all know who knows how to push my buttons. Right, there are buttons to be pushed.
Right, they're there.
But I always, I always say a boxer never wins if he loses his mind. Like, when you're fighting somebody, you keep your head straight.
You do have a straight head
Like, there could be where most people, if you checked my pulse after a big, huge outbreak, it's going to be the same.
Wow.
Don't ask me how. Teresa's the same way.
That's crazy.
Neither one of us you'll ever see shaking.
Isn't that nuts? Well, I think, like, can you take us back to, well, you're from Patterson, New Jersey, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy to me, and it's so fascinating, your journey from, I guess, like, I saw you, I'm going to back it up a little bit. In Boca, I was fortunate enough to see you at an event, and you started speaking about yourself as a mom and like a single, like almost like basically a single mom and things like that, like when dealing with your ex-husband and whatnot. And I was like so fascinated by your strength. Like, how did you, like, from here to there, like, what's changed?
My strength, I still have my strength, but I learned that my real strength was in my love for my children. Oh. Because... am I allowed to swear on this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because since my children are now like, I'm an empty nest, I've become like a real pussy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
so
not that tough.
You would speak up, but you're an advocate for like animals, and I see other women and children and things like that.
But I'm not as tough as I thought I was when I didn't have to fight for them.
That's amazing. So the kids helped you through that time.
They did, because I knew I had to be strong for them.
Yeah.
Now, I have to be strong for them in a sense, but not like I did back then.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, when I have to be, there's also a core anger. You know, I grew up in things, it wasn't Disney World.
Right.
It was not Disneyland where I grew up. And that also gives you, like, there were times, like, you know, I have a temper, a hair trigger temper. Or, like, my brothers dubbed me the pit viper. And I would think nothing of just fighting somebody for whatever. You know, I've ripped doors, like I've pulled people out of their car.
Oh, you're purple girl.
Like that.
Yeah.
And my mother once said to me, she goes, please go for anger management. And this wasn't too long ago. She usually is saying the rosary when she's watching Housewife. She's like, please don't hit. Dolores, you make me so nervous. I saw the commercial. Are you going to hit the person?
I just met your mother on FaceTime, and she has a shrine to the Lord Jesus behind her. She's amazing. She's like the nicest lady.
She's the sweetest woman, and she doesn't have a violent bone in her body. But she's so wise and so strong. She's never been on a plane, and she's never been on a vacation.
Wow.
And she has never graduated high school.
Sure.
But my mother is probably one of the smartest people I know and the wisest.
She knows how to love.
She knows how to love. She taught me how to do that. She taught me how to care and to be generous and have blind faith.
Yeah.
But
and forgive, I think, too. Like, just move on, move through things, maybe.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem very angry.
You know, anger for me, and I think it's something, it's such an anchor.
Yes.
And the way I've always let go of my hurt or my resentment was to physically get it out. Wow. Like, as we all know, I beat up Frank's girlfriend, and I'll talk about that a million times.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I did.
I'm sure that's somewhere I didn't read about.
Yeah, I did. And
Good for you. Yeah. Yeah, my husband thought you were red.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, no, like, it's so weird. And I have to do like shades of indigo. I have to like explain that because like I think purples and reds have a lot in common. Like Frank's super red, for example, but he's so like he's, I don't know, like when you said hair trigger temper, I feel like that's more, I don't know, I get more him off. Like, you're so calm and normal to me. So, but I think reds and purples walk a fine line.
Probably. So my thing is, like, my brother would always say to, like, my boyfriends, like, he would say, if Dolores is looking at you and she's quiet, just run.
Oh, my God.
Just run.
That's like a dog.
Yeah.
You know, like when they don't growl, you got to run.
And that's usually, like, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to beat your up. I'm going to kick your.
Yeah.
But for me, the way I used to be able to release my anger was to be physical.
Right.
Break something, kick something, take it out on somebody, hurt somebody. I needed to really get that to move on, which I did.
Yeah.
And then as time goes on, you're like, that person's not worth my time.
Yeah.
And now you could go to jail. And now you could lose your job.
Right.
And now you could get sued. And I really just have too much to lose.
Yeah. Well, I think like anger a lot of time is like gives us the semblance of control when we don't feel like we have any or whatever. So it's like a cover up for like fear or just sadness or vulnerability or things like that. And maybe you're okay feeling that way now. Like, I'm okay feeling vulnerable or like whatever my feelings are.
You know what it is? I know at the end of the day I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is, somebody once told me, I was a realtor, and I was showing somebody commercial property, and this was a self-made guy. His name was Tony.
Right.
And he said to me one day, and he got in the car, and it was through my divorce. I'm like, I go, I go, Mom, I have a big problem today. And he goes, really? He goes, do you know what a real problem is? I go, yeah, I know problems.
Yeah.
And he goes, a real problem is when you're in a hospital bed. Everything else is a situation.
Oh, my God. Was he Catholic?
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
He's Italian from the Bronx.
I get that. Well, I'm Irish Catholic, so we'd get that a lot.
Yeah, and everything else is a situation, and it's so friggin' true.
But it helps. Like, I think, like, growing up like that does help. It's like, oh, you know, you're mad about your shoes. Well, somebody has no feet. And it's like, well, that's true. You know, like, it makes you think different.
It really gives you longevity and strength on this show because you're not always going to get your way. I'm used to not getting my way. As a matter of fact, if I get my way, it's a gift.
How do you handle the edit?
So far, so good.
Okay.
To be honest, I've been upset at times that I feel like more of my life should be shown or my family should be shown.
Yeah.
I feel slighted sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone does. But I try not to let that get to me because when you start to, it's like you break that seal.
Yeah.
And then you have a floodgates of emotions.
Yeah.
And I have to like keep that at bay and just know that I meet a lot of people who say, you helped me through this, or I really like you and I liked, I watch you and I'm a fan. And that's enough for me.
Yes.
I always keep that in mind.
I think I met you after the first season you were on, and I was like, man, this girl, I don't know, there was just something that I felt like I knew you in like a non-stalker or creepy way, but I feel like a lot of people feel that for you.
Well, I want them to feel that way because I'm nobody without them.
Oh.
I don't have a job.
Yeah.
I am so grateful for their loyalty because that's the way I look at it. If you're watching the show and if you think enough of me to come up to me and want to take a picture with me, I owe you my attention and my gratitude.
Yeah. That's I feel like with you, and you use your platform a lot, I've noticed, for women, children, animals, things like that. Do you ever feel like, I don't know, almost, what's the word? Like that you have to or something, like that's your payoff? Because a lot of people don't do that with their social media.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like, it's the way I was raised. I've always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like pay it forward. How could you not? I almost feel guilty that I don't do enough.
Wow. Okay.
I do. And when I feel like I've been away from the shelter for too long, or I haven't, or if somebody asked me for something I wasn't able to get back and give it to them,
right?
They get it, maybe not in the time frame I would have liked to have given it to them.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because the people that I work with, they don't expect me to come back. It's a funny thing. No matter how much they've asked from me, I always give it back. But if I don't show up, they don't call and hound me. They don't say, hey, you promised us bunk beds. Yeah. Where are they?
Yeah.
They know I'm getting there, but still they don't say, where are they? When I show up, they're like, wow, we didn't think you were coming.
Yeah. Doesn't that say everything?
It does, and that's why I keep going back.
Yeah, well, you're different than a lot of, I think, people who are in the spotlight in that way, in that regard.
I have to be honest with you. I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah.
I don't fault them.
Yeah.
It's an abyss. It's a lot of your own money.
It's draining,
it's a lot
too,
of your
right?
own time. It's emotionally draining. Being an empath, like you tell me that I am.
Yes.
Does everybody know what an empath is?
No, I'm trying to educate people that it's feeling other people's feelings the same as your own. But especially for you, that's why I don't see a lot of indigos in the spotlight, because you can feel like you're getting torn a million. It's like a million more people notice you, so you feel like you need to say thank you a million more times. So, like, everything that you're saying, some people just put a wall up, and they feel like they've done enough today, and you go to bed thinking, oh, I forgot to call this person. I got to text that person.
Right, and I don't hold that against them.
Right. That's just different.
I don't
different
look
ways
at them
of dealing
and say,
with it.
oh, you should be doing this, or you should be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Or I shouldn't have to ask you. And, I shouldn't, like I said, it's to each his own.
Yeah. Okay. What advice do you have? I really want to ask you this because, again, like when you were speaking about just like being with little kids and like what you had to go through, what advice do you have to like moms? Because I have a lot of clients who are moms who've been wronged, or you know what I mean?
Oh,
what do you say to them?
It's so hard. Okay,
and they have to like be happy for the kids,
Let me start by saying I know what you're going through, and I'm going to tell you how you feel. I'm going to tell you when you're feeling that way, so then you can have my attention to know that I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
Number one, you get through the day. The day is busy because you have little kids.
Yeah.
And you're in a fog. Because you've been wronged, you're hurt, you're a single mom, you never thought this would happen, you never thought somebody would hurt you like this.
Yeah.
And then nighttime comes and the kids are sleeping and you can't sleep because you're thinking about, oh, what's my husband doing with that person right now? And I'm sitting here and you don't feel pretty and you feel frumpy. And then you say to yourself, then you start walking the floors. And then the next day comes, now the weekend comes. And the weekends are eviscerating because everybody is supposed to be with their families on the weekends, and now all of a sudden you're a single mom trying to show up at the baseball field with everyone looking at you.
Oh my God.
And it's just a horrible, horrible time. But all I can tell you is that you get through it.
Yeah.
Life will be okay. And don't hate him. Don't hate him for your children's sake. Yeah. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care if he's not showing up at Tuesday when he's supposed to. That's more time with your children. The love that you're going to get from them, and you just heard it.
Yeah.
Frankie, I was on the phone with him.
Oh my God, he's the most beautiful child.
That is the reward at the end of the day, that you have love from your kids that you would have never got from that man.
That Frankie.
Never did, except for this one over here.
Oh, my Scott's good. He's a goodie.
He's
a goodie.
You're not in this conversation because you're an angel from heaven, okay? But I'm saying, like, use your love for your children for the strength to keep your mouth shut. Don't let them see you cry.
Yeah.
Kids don't want to see you cry.
Yeah.
And here's a little thing that changed my life. When Frank left, a week later, I have an infant and I have a 3-year-old.
Jesus.
And I go to a therapist, and therapists were not where I come from. You don't do these things.
Did you have to leave Patterson to go to this therapist?
I absolutely did, yes. I had to go like 4 towns away.
Right.
Okay. I don't even know how. I had to call the high school I went to and ask them if they could suggest somebody for me. That
like, what is a therapist? Can you spell that?
If I mean, it was just like, it's like, you don't do these things.
No, of course not.
So here I am, and I'm like, I just wanted the best for them. Here I have, and I was brokenhearted to the point where my mother looked at me one day and said, I think you're going to die from a broken heart.
Oh my God.
Please take something.
Yeah.
Please take Xanax. And I said, Mom, if I take something to mask this pain, when I'm stopped taking it, this pain's going to hit me. I want to get through it. And I have to be sharp for these kids.
Yeah, that's brave.
And don't think that I didn't put my kids in that car at 2 o'clock, and no one's ever known this, 2 o'clock in the morning, and drove to look for him when he left. Because I did. Yeah. I did all these things.
God,
I was consumed.
That's real, though.
It's so real.
Yeah.
I was consumed. Is he by her house? Where is he? And I would sit outside and wait for him down the street to see if he walked in the door at like 6 a.m. My kids are sleeping in car seats. It was horrible.
It's okay.
And don't anyone do that.
Yeah.
But because it doesn't matter if he's there or not.
Yeah.
All that matters is those kids. So, I went to a therapist, and the therapist in the office, there was all kids and moms, and this kid came out of her office. I was next, and he started kicking the walls and punching the walls, and this mom was brokenhearted. I saw her face, and I said to her, I walked in past them, and the mom was like trying to hold this kid up from crying. He was a big kid. He was like 18. He was a big teenager.
Oh, he was big.
He wasn't a little baby. Yeah. And I sat down in front of the therapist, and I said, what do I do to make my kids not wind up like this?
Yeah.
And she said, don't fight in front of him. Don't badmouth him, and let them know everything's always okay.
Wow.
No matter it was or wasn't.
Yeah.
And I did.
Stability.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And, now I say, you're effing father, you big chooch. The fucking Neanderthals here. Go answer the door. Don't go answer the door. Frank's been walking in for 30 years.
Yeah, he just comes now.
Where's your asshole father? Now I could talk to them. They're adults.
Well, you have to validate the reality.
But
eventually.
Now I could let it out. It's like the floodgates open.
It's like you're old enough.
He's like, Mom, what are you so angry for? I go, I've been for 20 years. You don't know this?
Did you see how stable I was for you? Man, you made me cry. Like that? No, but really, that's amazing.
It's the
No,
truth.
but people really needed to hear that, like in that raw, real way you just
I get it.
Freaking said it.
I know you're thinking, did she do this different than
Yeah.
And
no.
I can't stop you. I couldn't stop myself from thinking about that, and I can't stop that woman. But don't let that take away from enjoying your children, because they're only small for a very short time.
Yes.
I don't remember the little things, the little notes. Gabby used to try to make me play with her Polly Pockets.
Yes.
You will never get over the guilt of not being there for them when they were little.
Okay.
Because I didn't play with the Polly Pocket.
Right.
I was on the floor next to the tub in the fetal position, going through my phone and listening to tape recorders that I put in Frank's car.
Wow.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I never enjoyed that tough time. I can't get it back.
Yeah.
And that's the anger I hold on to, but I have to live with that.
Right.
Not my kids, not Frank Catania. But I beg, what I'm getting out of that is begging other women, please don't miss that time with your kids because of your hurt.
Because you're so honest and open, you're going to help people that way. And I feel like
I have to.
No, that's what people need to hear. They need just this too shall pass. Don't lose the good stuff right now.
Don't miss out on your kids being little. It's such a precious, precious time. Sometimes if you meet a guy that doesn't even deserve you just to be with someone, you're going to go be with them. If you get in a fight with him, don't take it out on your kids.
Right. Just be self-aware.
Don't feel like your kids are in the way because they're not going to be there for a long time. If some guy can't say, "Oh, your husband isn't picking up the kids," okay, then we sit in your house and have pizza tonight.
Yeah, that's a good guy.
Man that deserves your time. Yeah. And I know you're human. If you really want to be with someone, don't bring him over. Get a babysitter and go. Yeah. And if you can't get a babysitter, then you can't go.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. Because I get that so much with clients.
Send them my way.
No, go follow Dolores. Yeah,
Say,
no, seriously.
DM Dolores. I have had many conversations with women if I have to be up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Dolores. I believe that, too, because that's exactly who you are.
Well, what I went through, if I can give it out there, and I made it, I'm proof that you can make it. You could be
and that's what fascinates me.
And guess what, guys? Frank Catania is my secretary now.
That is hysterical. No, people don't understand. People get all confused about the release. Now, I don't.
If no one believes me.
People get confused about it.
If you want me to make an appearance, you call 2 people. Antonio.
Right.
Frank Catania looks over the contract, lets me know where I should be.
Yeah.
Frank Catania printed out my boarding passes, brought me to the airport, carried my bags, and got me on the plane.
He's family.
It is what it is.
Yes.
He makes a great secretary.
I love that. So it all works out in the end. But I think when we see you guys on the show or whatever, it's like you guys have this bond of like you have the kids together.
That's the truth, and he is family.
Yeah.
And fake it till you make it.
Right.
When you see your ex-husband, like make believe you like him in that moment,
right.
and then you wind up loving him. I do love Frank. I would do anything for him.
Yeah.
I do anything for him. We do anything for each other.
Okay. Oh, if Patterson, New Jersey were an aura color.
Oh my God.
What aura color would it be?
Indigo.
Do you feel like, are people just very supportive of each other in like where you're from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I go back and I saw my friends, my first best friend from kindergarten and my other best friend from Sandra Dorino and Giovanna Crishone have always been my ride or die. Like they're there. They're always happy for what I have. Their families are my family. I love their Italian families. Like, we see each other at wakes and things like that. And I'm like, I will drop what I'm doing if they tell me they have the time to see me. I will go. They will go have our pizza because they have to get home to their kids.
It's authentic.
Yeah,
they're real people.
But they're never like, oh, you're on TV. I don't want to be your friend.
Right.
No, they're like proud of me.
Yeah. No, they're happy for you. That's cool. And I noticed that like you have a big family. Like you hang out all the time.
I'm one of 5.
That's crazy. And you guys all like get along. That's the other thing.
We get along. We've always been there for each other, and we're still there.
So I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but apparently you worked as a correctional officer for a while.
I did.
What did you take away from that?
It was in my blood to do. My dad was the chief of police. I always looked up to my dad. Like, oh my God, my dad's this tough, good-looking cop. He was gorgeous. My mother was crazy about him. And, like, it was just like a man, like, but I wanted to be a cop, too. So the civil service test only comes out, like, every 4 years.
Okay.
So my dream comes around. I go to work at the jail and in the sheriff's department, and then I transported prisoners until the test came around.
Okay.
So the test comes around, I take it. I'm getting ready to now go to the academy.
Yes.
And I get pregnant for Gabrielle. I get married. I get pregnant, and then it's like, well,
there we go.
It would be selfish of me to stay here. It wasn't like I was getting. It was such a low pay for me to stay. It would have cost me more to put Gabrielle in daycare than it would have been to work.
Yes.
But I would be I still have my friends from there. Oh my God.
Really?
I went to a wedding with all the cops. Like I just, I miss the stories.
There's still the stories. Don't you love that? Because like, I think like as purples and indigos, like we like to analyze everybody and it's hard for us to judge people. So I can see like just a lot of.
Oh, I love
more,
my old friends.
Yeah. Like just the craziness. It's so much fun.
The
craziness of it. Okay. So you and Teresa have actually been friends for like ever. Like a really,
15, 16, yeah.
How are you a friend to her during a time like this? Like she's in the news, we all see it. So like how do you support somebody when they're going through something so awful?
Teresa, like myself, is very like strong where she doesn't like to burden other people or ask for things.
Yes.
So I keep my distance with knowing how to talk to her.
Right.
So I'll say, Teresa, do you need me?
Yeah.
I don't just show up at her house because people like me and her, we internalize and sometimes we want to just go in a corner.
I get that.
And just melt down. And so it's almost like intrusive if I push myself on her and be like, no, I'm going to come and sweep your floor. No, just like leave me alone.
I just want to be alone and I don't want you to be mad at me about it.
Right.
So or take it personal.
So like she knows that I understand her and she knows that I'm there for her and I call her. And what's enough for Teresa is to check on her.
Okay.
I call her, Teresa, I know you're away. Your dad's in the hospital. Do you need me to go there?
Yeah.
I'm off today.
Yeah.
And that's enough for her because she knows I'd do it.
Right.
If her kids needed me, I'd be there. If I needed her, she'd be there. And that's just the way it is.
I like that. I think that's... I get that too because I'm like that too. Like when I'm going through something, I don't want to talk about it, you know. But I also don't want anybody like thinking it's about them either because that would be stressful. So that's like what you're doing for her.
That's what you do. You just like let it go. But you also want to take notice to who says, I'm checking in and I'm here if you need me.
Right.
And that's enough. But those people that don't check in, then you're gonna get pissed off.
Yeah, take note of that.
The truth is.
Well, people will forget.
I have very, very good friends. I mean...
You do. Well, you are a good friend, so you attracts like. You called out Ramona Singer for always pretending like she doesn't know anyone, which is funny because I watch the other franchises and she does get accused of this a lot.
She might not know them.
Maybe she doesn't.
It's okay to not know someone. I don't know everyone, but I don't like...
You're not the first person to say... Like, I feel like Bethany would say that and stuff. Like,
It's okay.
Right.
But she's nasty.
She's mean about it, too.
She's mean.
Like, it's okay not to know somebody but be polite, you know? But how important is authenticity to you in relationships? I'm trying to make that, like, a higher level question.
Yeah, well, she is being authentic.
Oh, my God, that's so funny.
That is her.
No, that is her.
She's being very authentic.
That's her. Oh, my God, that's hysterical.
But here's what I figured out not too long ago.
Right.
When her and I, when she presses my buttons and I start to go off on her, she doesn't react to me.
Okay.
And I said to David, she knows what it's like to get hit because she knows not to push me any further. Now, I don't know this.
Yeah.
When I say to David, I think she was an abused kid.
Yeah.
And then it comes out she was an abused kid.
Yeah, she was. Oh, my God.
I
knew it.
I knew it.
Because you're Indigo. Did you feel bad for her after that a little bit?
I don't totally dislike her.
Yeah.
I just don't like people that make other people feel bad.
Yeah.
Because the people that get excited to see her don't need to be felt. I don't care what her problem is. Yeah. I don't care what her childhood was.
Right.
Don't make a kid who's sick who wants to take a picture with you.
She's done that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's mean.
Actively sick child, you snub. I mean,
that's
come
not
on.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, it's enough.
Right,
it's
right,
enough.
right.
There's no excuse for that.
Wow.
I don't care what kind of childhood you have.
Yeah. It's so great. To me, it's so you to like, that's what you'd get fired up about. If she didn't remember you, you'd be like, whatever, and move on with your life.
Well,
like, you know what I mean? That's just not.
I've had she goes, every time she introduces herself to me. Stop. Here's the thing.
I hate people like that. That's happened to me before in my life.
She wouldn't take a picture with me at a public event one time.
Okay. Wow.
But I happen to think, thought there was a very good-looking man standing there, and I didn't want to make a big fight in front of him.
Okay.
And call her out and start yelling at her.
You know.
No, I was flirting with somebody. That's what I was doing.
I feel like, no, he was just cute.
He was
I didn't want to look crazy.
And I didn't want to look crazy.
Right.
I was trying to be like I was in a kind of a zen mood.
Yeah.
And it was like, I showed up at this event by myself. I did a friend of mine a favor that planned the event.
Right.
And she was there, and he had asked us to take a picture with him. And she said, oh, hold on one second. And she told me to wait. And she took a picture of him. And then she goes, okay, come in. And then she walked out when I got in.
Oh, my gosh. I think she just did this to another.
She did.
Yeah.
So then I was, like, on fire. Yeah. So the next time I saw her, she goes, hi, I'm Ramona. I go, next time you fucking see me, you better fucking remember me. Because let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You have a problem. And she was like, listen, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry I don't remember you. I go, I don't care that you didn't remember me. I don't like the way you treated me last time you saw me. So this time, she's like, listen, I apologize. I don't want any trouble with you. And she diffused me.
Oh.
And I didn't catch at that time that she doesn't want anybody to get violent with her.
Yeah.
Then the next time she didn't take a picture with Frank Catania, and then I got really angry. But when I got angry, she just wanted me to go away. Wow. I saw an abused child in her face.
Yeah.
She wanted me to go away, and she just looked like please just stop and please just go away.
Wow. You felt her, like,
yes.
Extreme discomfort and trauma and all that.
I felt the trauma, and I felt like she just didn't want to get hit.
Wow.
But nobody else
gets
been through that would know that.
Well, that's because you absorb other people's feelings, and
I know a lot of people that were abused, so that's why.
Right. So you know what that feels like.
I've seen that look. I know that.
It's very sad.
I know that reaction, and I've seen it. So, do I really hate her? No.
Yeah.
But I wish that she could not be mean to people because people want to see her and take pictures.
Yeah, because like she's been on the show a long time, and it's kind of fun to see her.
She probably won't remember. No, I think she remembers me now.
I think she'll remember you now, Dolores. If she was scared,
taking any pictures together soon. Actually, someone just sent me. Her and I have an event together coming up.
Weren't you at Andy's baby shower together?
Yeah, but that was.
It was just too. It was like craziness.
That was the dynamics.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
There was just the biggest shanda of life. Oh do you know what that is? Like, I love my Jewish people. It's a shame.
No, Scott, you know that one?
It's a Yiddish word for shame. Yeah. Right?
He doesn't know his Yiddish.
Like, it's a shanda.
It's a shanda. You don't know your Yiddish.
That it was. No, I watched Ray Donovan. That's.
Oh, okay.
So the biggest shame of that is that it wasn't filmed. Because
why didn't they film that?
It could never be replicated.
It was just all the Instagram stories.
He wanted it to be.
You sent me video from it though, like because I got to see John Mayer and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like you sent me a video of that.
When Danielle was talking to John Mayer. And
Stop it! She was invited.
And then Nene was like, "John, let me tell you something. God. You're gonna take away from what you find here today. You're gonna bring it back home with you."
Who are these people?
I was like,
what happened? What happened? I don't.
He just had this like a deer in headlights look.
He was like, "Okay, I wonder how he."
I'm telling you, John. You're gonna learn something today, and you're gonna take it home with you.
Okay.
He was like, okay.
All right.
Who's gonna tell Nene? No, not me. I don't want to fight Nene.
No, she's a little scary.
No way.
Me neither. Okay, let's talk about Andy though. What color do you think Andy is? I don't think he likes psychics.
I don't know my color. He doesn't?
I don't know. I just have this feeling.
Really?
Well, I don't think he doesn't unlike us. I think he just doesn't. I think he wants to make his own future, which is fine. That's my thought with him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the colors mean. I only know what mine means. So if you go through them.
So, I like purple's like spot. I think he's purple and blue. I'll just say it because he's spotlighty, but he's also like a charmer. I get that, but he also like for some. I mean, I've never met him. Like you know him, and I like him a lot. Like I think
like
he's
him a lot.
He's like the Chris Harrison of like the Bachelor world. But like the Bravo world.
Yeah.
And I feel like he just learned somewhere along the line to like who he's gonna like. And then protect himself from other people or something. So I respect that with him.
I really like him. He's very nice to me. I speak to him. He probably, I'm not like somebody at the forefront of the housewives for him. He's very close with a lot of them.
Yeah.
But when I speak to him, I feel like I'm speaking to someone I've known for a long time, and I'm very comfortable speaking to him.
Yeah, he feels very real that way.
He feels very real to me. I always felt a maternal sense about him.
Yeah.
Just by the way, he does try to protect people from themselves on the show.
Does he really?
He really does.
That's really noble.
He gets a bad rap for the show ruined this one's life. No. He didn't make up what you did.
He asks the best. Does he come up with his own questions at the reunions? Because it's almost like he's good like that or something.
I don't know.
All right. He feels so intuitive that way. Like he can kind of like.
He's an amazing interviewer. He gets. Yeah. Like, I love to see him talk to Teresa.
Oh, my gosh.
I get hysterical. It's hysterical. I'm usually, there's been times, him and I have had a banter back and forth because there's people fighting all around us.
Right.
I'm like, this is taking longer than it should. He's like, I know, so can you do something? I'm like, I can't.
Well, you weren't there.
If you can, I can.
I
You're
can't.
the boss.
Well, you could probably, if anybody could stop anything, it's you. I feel like people listen to your, hey, now, settle it down. Like that. You're a little scary. You're a little scary, Dolores. Not to me, but if it was the apocalypse, I'd go your way. I'd be like, I'm gonna follow Dolores to where we're going.
If you see me, you haven't met my sisters.
Oh my gosh!
Holy crap!
Who's the oldest?
My sister Valerie.
Oh my gosh!
She's like my mom. She's not like a fighter.
Yeah.
She's her yelling is my talking. And then the other ones, no.
I want to visit. I think everybody needs to go to Patterson.
And my brother
and see
is
this.
like my best friend in the world.
I love how close you are with your family. Okay. Last question, just because I have to ask. What can we expect season 10?
Season 10, I would have to explain is everybody has their own internal issues.
Oh.
It's like every single one of us are battling something on our own that it's going to be relatable. You have 6 women that are going through 6 different big-time life things.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be something for everybody that watches it this season. As always, Jersey's very real.
It is.
Life.
Yes.
Nothing is made up. No one
Can't
goes to
script
lunch
that.
and say, let's fight over
No, I know.
the dog. I'm just saying.
That is so...
that's not happening
right.
with us. Whatever happens,
so
just
funny.
it's like, let it roll.
You guys they just throw it at you, and then you guys just take it from there. Like dinner.
Like whatever's
talk.
happening, it's on. It's on.
Oh my gosh. Dolores, thank you so I can't thank you enough.
Oh no, we're like families.
Oh my God.
You don't have to
I love
thank
you.
me.
You're so indigo. No, but thank you so much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you for coming to see me. I was looking forward to seeing you guys. So,
Where can we find you?
What do you mean? Like,
what's at Dolores Catania?
Oh yeah, like Dolores. My Instagram is my name, Dolores Catania.
Yeah.
I think I have a Twitter.
You wouldn't know.
No, I
right?
have a Twitter. No, wait, you don't understand what I did.
What?
I thought I was texting someone. That
No.
sent me a tweet and I tweet. Yeah.
You're not old enough to be doing that. Like that's like grandma stuff. You shouldn't be. You know what's funny? I think the second time I met you, you threw me your phone and you're like, "Here, make me follow you." And I could have done anything, but
I still do that. If you stop me on the street,
okay,
right now, and you're some young kid, I don't care who you are, a fan, and you come up to me, I'll hand you my phone, and like your friend is taking my picture. I'm like, could you just follow yourself on my phone, then wait, tag yourself on my story, and then I'm like, because that'll take me 2 hours to do. I don't know. It's a lot.
You're like, you just do it yourself, and the kids know how. But that's what you did, and I was like, oh my God. And I opened your Instagram, and I followed myself, and I'm like, yay.
My kids usually critique my.
Right, you were following Scott for a while, but
am I still? I didn't unfollow you, Scott.
No,
I don't know how to do that.
He doesn't
I would
do
never
that.
do such
She
a thing.
wouldn't do that.
No,
you.
I meant like it's fine if you were following me, but you weren't following.
Oh,
right.
Oh, I just started following you. I think.
Because.
Why didn't you say something?
No, that was when you threw me your phone. You're like, just make yourself follow me. This was like back when you were in Boca.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that
I'm
event.
So sorry.
You don't be sorry. I knew you don't care about social media.
I have 400 and some thousand followers. I'm probably following 400 and something thousand followers.
No, you're the type you're like, okay, I'm putting up my dog post today, or like whatever gala you're going to.
Yeah.
Like you're not.
I'm behind on so many.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
I sleep over this.
Well, we talk about this a lot. Like,
I have to.
You're
take
not
an
yellow
Adderall
or
and sit down
green.
and catch up.
Stop. You just need this gift. Don't you have Antonio? Doesn't he do this?
Antonio helps me. My daughter calls me. She's like, I know Antonio didn't put in that comment. Like the caption is spelled all wrong, Mom.
Figure that out. Go tell him to fix it.
So I have Antonio that cleans stuff up.
Yes.
Thank God for Antonio.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I really mean what I say. If anybody ever needs to reach out to me or talk to me, do you think I should write a book?
Oh my God. Your backstory, like I could listen to this all day. Like I want to hear fights, schoolyard fights. I want to hear how you grew up. I want to hear about Christmas. I want to hear about your mother. I want to hear like everything. Like it feels like a Christmas movie.
My birthday's 3 days after Christmas, and my mom made me split my Christmas gifts for my birthday.
Did she? Oh, that's the Christmas birthday trauma.
It's okay.
Well, you guys are Italian. Did you do like the 7 fishes and all that?
Yes,
of
course. But I made every boyfriend that I've had since I'm 14 make up for that. What my mother didn't give me on Christmas.
You're like, we have Christmas paper and birthday paper separate.
Correct.
Like we do it separate. All right. Thanks again. I love you.
Love you. Thanks.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please, as always, I welcome your comments and I really appreciate your reviews that you can make on the podcast. It helps me a great deal. We have an event coming up February. What is it, Scott?
February 7th through the 9th in Hollywood Beach, Florida.
Yeah. And that's going to be our
get-together.
Yeah, our Mystic Michaela
spiritual family.
Get together. Organized by Leanna. who is helping us immensely with this, and I'm so excited. So join us, Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family on Facebook. It's a closed group, but you may join, and you get all sorts of updates and information there as well. Thank you guys. Take care.
Thanks, guys.